Oops, oops. So, okay.
First of all, I'm not Michaela. As you can see, Michaela had a serious car accident this morning approaching Krems, and she was in the Krems hospital. But the good news, she's not seriously hurt, and she's also already in the taxi on the way here, but she asked me to do the presentation on her behalf. I'm kind of the mentor in the project, so I try my best to speak about our project. So, as you see here, our talk is called The Freedom of Choice, ? That's very important. Looking at the game mechanics of loot boxes through the eyes of FIFA 22 and 23. And by the way, this picture here is created by DALL-E. I use it all the time now to create the photos for the slides. Who are we? It's a pre-stage research from Michaela's PhD at the University of Economics and Business Administration in Vienna. Michaela is working here at Danube University at the MBA department, and she was, in her younger years, a professional female Counter-Strike player. So she's totally into computer games and competitive gaming. My name is Alex. I was the head of the Center for Applied Game Studies here, and I'm a passionate digital soccer player since Micropro Soccer and the first edition of FIFA in 1994. Our idea is to look into loot boxes from the angle of a game design perspective, but of course, we know that there is a huge tail of other topics to consider, from online addiction, the mechanics of gambling, of course, in loot boxes, to the perspective of law and regulations. What we did so far, and let's come to the method, we had an extensive literature research, of course, and then a content analysis of 2 FIFA fan groups on Facebook, with the goal to identify different types of FIFA users and FIFA players. And now with a quantitative research and further on focus group interviews discussing the results, we try to test if our category of players can be seen that way, or if we need to change our ideas, our perspective. So what are the categories? 5 at all. First one, professional esports players or professional streamers. They have a budget, thousands of euros, to create content, or to have the best team and to have the best squad to play in Division 0 and in the Ultimate Team mode. They earn their money with that. The second category are highly hobby players with a lot of efforts they put in the games. They win, for example, in the online league, from the 20 matches to be played, 15. And they set themselves a certain budget, and they really keep to that budget. So they know, I'm going to spend 300, 400 euros a year, and they're not going to spend more. They know what they're doing. They are mostly quite good and decent players. The next category are players that think that they are kind of esports players, but they are not. Maybe they are in Division 4, 3, they win maybe 10 out of 20 games, they try their best. And they also try to set themselves a budget when it comes to the mechanic of loot boxes in FIFA and in building the squad. But they have certain thoughts like, oh, today is Black Friday, I'm going to spend another 80 euros, it doesn't really matter. So they're going to spend quite more money than they expected, but it's not that their regular life has an issue, or maybe one holiday less, one weekend holiday less at the end of the day. The fourth category are players that are not self-confident. They really think that they need to put a lot of money to build the best squad. Those players have a lot of peer pressure, either from their friends at school or simply from watching YouTube videos, and they spend a lot of money, much more than they can afford in the game, so to say. And the fifth category are the road to glory players. Those players are very proud that they spend no single cent, and they post it all the time. I did not spend any money for that game, and they're most of the time quite decent and good players. So those would be the 5 categories, but of course they're fluent. I consider myself a road to glory player until yesterday, and I spent 89 euros on the Black Friday in FIFA, and I really regretted it, by the way. So that's the main idea, to combine the literature research with our own study and think about if the player types that we defined hold strong at the very end of the day. Thank you.